Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today I wanted to go over a quick 1-bar Nightblade build for you guys for the Necrom chapter. I really like this build. The amount of damage that it does is absolutely insane, and I've just been really enjoying this, and I just wanted to put out a new Nightblade build for you guys. Very similar to one that I had a few months back, but I changed a few of the sets around and stuff, so I hope that you guys enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not. We just passed 6,300 subs, and I can't stress enough how much I appreciate that. So guys, without further ado, let's get on with the build. We're definitely going to want to be a Khajiit on our Nightblade. We're always Khajiit on Nightblade because the crit damage that you have is so high all the time. Your crit percentage is always so high that, in my opinion, Khajiit is just without a doubt best in slot. If you don't want to do Khajiit, there's always stuff like Wood Elf, or honestly, those are really the only two options in my opinion for Nightblade. But I mean, everybody's gonna have their opinion. But personally, I really like Khajiit. We're gonna have 28 points into magic, 26 points into health, and 10 points into stamina to give us a max magic pool of 21.1k, a max health pool of 33.4k, and a max stam pool of 18.7k. As you can see, our crit percentage is through the absolute roof with 46.7%, so that's why we're Khajiit, because that crit percentage, you're basically critting at least half the time. Your pen is at 9.5k at all times as well. So this build is absolutely hitting so hard. We're also going to be using the warrior for our Mundus to increase our weapon damage. I was thinking about doing the shadow, but I really like the warrior for increasing everything overall, your healing, your damage. We've got some proc sets on this build, so it increases your proc set tooltip. So overall, I really like the warrior on this. Using shadow Mundus wouldn't be a bad option either. I just prefer this. Also going to be using our Resorga Smoke to Bear Haunch as our food. It's going to increase our max health by 3,675. It's going to increase our stam and magic recovery as well. We're also going to be Vampire Stage 3 as always, because Vampire Stage 3 is insane. That tankiness at lower health is definitely needed. I say that on literally every single one of my builds. Vampire Stage 3 always necessary. Going on to our gear, we're going to be using One Piece Slime Craw on this build because we just don't have an option really to get a full monster set. So the One Piece Slime Craw is going to give us as much crit chance as possible. We're going to be using a heavy reinforced helmet because that's just the best way to get our resistances up and get our tankiness up, and Slime Craw really helps your overall crit chance. One of our two 5-piece sets that we're going to be running is going to be Ashen Grip. We're going to be using a heavy Ashen Grip chest piece and reinforced. Increase your max health. It's going to increase your weapon and spell damage, crit chance, and then when you deal martial melee damage, you're going to breathe fire to all enemies in front of you, dealing 4,500 flame damage, and that can occur once every 4 seconds. So that's going off very frequently, and it's not the highest tooltip in the world, but overall, that going out every 4 seconds, that increases your overall damage so much, and I really enjoy it a lot. Your other proc set is going to be Red Mountain. We're going to be using medium shoulders in Impen. What this set does is it gives you a line of weapon spell damage, max stam, and crit chance. And when you deal damage with a weapon, you spawn a volcano that erupts after 1 second, and that's going to do 11,639 flame damage. And that could occur once every 8 seconds. So that's really, it's still a low cooldown on that. And that damage between both of them, people are going to dodge your Red Mountain every once in a while, but they can't dodge every single one because going out every 8 seconds and then you just stunning them and everything, that's just going to go out so often. And I just really like the amount of damage that this does. It's just a lot of fun. And I know that people are going to be like, oh, this is just a proc build. Yeah, I'm on an Oaken Soul build. And if you don't have procs on this, you're only going to have sources of damage limited to 2 spammables and 1 ultimate. So really, I think proc sets are kind of necessary on Oaken Soul builds. Increases your overall damage, and I just really like them on this. I really think it's fun, and if you don't, well, I'm sorry, then this might not be the build for you, but overall, I think it's a great time. So moving on to the rest of our gear, we're going to be using a light Ashen Grip sash in Divines. We're going to be using medium Red Mountain hands in Impen, heavy Ashen Grip legs in Reinforced, and medium Red Mountain feet in Impen. Our jewelry is going to be Ashen Grip in Bloodthirsty for our necklace with a weapon and spell damage enchantment on it. Our Oaken Soul ring is going to be infused with a weapon and spell damage enchantment on it. And our other ring is going to be Ashen Grip with a Bloodthirsty enchantment on it with a weapon spell damage. Oh, Bloodthirsty trait, weapon spell damage enchantment, you know. So looking at the Oaken Soul ring, you get so many buffs on this. I don't even want to go over it, but you really get minor berserk, major brutality, major sorcery. You get a lot of damage overall with this, and you just don't need to slot of a lot of abilities, and it really helps a lot of players. I've got one gamer in particular that comes into my chat very often. He says he's disabled and has a disability with his hands. Shout out to Wellthorn. This is for you. This is for you, dude. It says that he can't really use 2-bar builds like that. So these kind of builds are for people like him that really can be accessible to 2-bar builds. So I feel like this is a really great way to make this accessible to as many other people as possible. Make it so that not everybody's using one playstyle. I really like this overall as far as accessibility goes, and I think that this is a great playstyle. I've changed my mind about that in the last like year or so since it's come out. At first, I hated this, but once people started educating me on this and I started becoming open to more possibilities for it, I think that Oaken Soul is a phenomenal play in this game. Moving on to our dual wield maces. We're going to be using Maces of the Red Mountain. Our main hand is going to be Nirnhoned with a shock damage enchantment on it, and our offhand is going to be sharpened with a physical damage on it to restore some stamina. Then moving on to our skills. We're only going to have 5 skills and 1 ultimate. We're going to be using Concealed Weapon as our main spamble. Our tooltip on this is 9k. You also get minor expedition from this. You also going to be knocking your enemies off balance if you hit them from the flank. So overall, this ability is phenomenal. It's stacked. The amount of damage that you have on this is phenomenal, and I just really like this as an overall spammable. I'm really hitting hard with this. Between Concealed Weapon and my 2 proc sets going off at all times, it is so much damage. I love it. Also gonna be using Shadowy Disguise. I like Shadowy Disguise because you just kind of get to go in and out of stealth, and it kind of mitigates your incoming damage a lot. I think that this is a great way to guarantee getting away from some people, because there are just some fights you just can't win. That's just how life is, and that's how this video game is. There's just some fights you can't win, and using Shadowy Disguise to kind of mitigate your damage and back up a little bit and reassess the situation is a good way to go. Also, we're going to be using Resolving Vigor. This is going to be a nice 5-second heal over time. It's also going to give you Minor Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 3k for 20 seconds. We're going to be using Shrewd Offering on this build instead of the other morph. The other morph, you double down on Minor Mending. Minor or Major Mending? I forgot. But Oaken Soul gives... What is it? Is it... Yes, Minor Mending. I apologize. I'm still not really the most familiar with Nightblade. So Oaken Soul already gives you Minor Mending, which is why we're using this morph of Malevolent Offering, because the other morph gives you that as well, so there's no need to double up. So this is going to be a nice burst heal for you. Your tooltip on this is 17,495, so that tooltip is insane. And I just really love using this as a burst heal. A lot of the times you don't really need it because your Resolving Vigor is healing you so much, but Shrewd Offering is great for your burst heals, and if you need to pocket any friendlies, this is a great way to just make sure they're going right back up to full health. Also, we're going to be using Merciless Resolve because this skill is absolutely broken, and it's going to be even more broken next patch when you don't even have to cast it. I don't know if you guys know this, but for next patch, you know how you need to cast it to activate the skill? You don't need to do that next patch, and this is going to always be firing, and it's going to be very interesting. But overall, this is a great skill to line up with your burst. The tooltip on this is 18.8k, so that damage is insane. You're also going to be healed for 50% of the damage as well, so that's awesome. Also, moving on to our ultimate, we're going to be using Incap. It really doesn't matter whether you're using Incap or Soul Tether. It's going to be situational. I feel like if you're in a group situation, like if you're playing with a bunch of friends, use Soul Tether because that AoE pressure is great. But if you're solo, Incap is going to be your way to go. It's cheaper. You can kind of play around with it more with your other abilities, and it's just a lot of fun. The amount of damage that you can do if you combo your Incap Merciless Resolve proc is a lot, plus also counting your proc sets as well. Insane. And then moving on to our champion points, our blue slottables are going to be Fighting Finesse, Deadly Aim, Focus Mending, and Ironclad. Our red slottables are going to be Pain's Refuge, Stained by Suffering, Polarity, Survival Instincts, and the green tree, all we really care about is Breakfall, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. Guys, that's a very quick rundown of this build. I hope that you guys enjoy. Also, I don't really say this on my builds most of the time, but use tripods. I'm just using the crown ones on this because they're free and they're the same as the other ones. But tripods are the best way to go in my opinion as far as potions. But guys, that is it. That is the entire build. I hope that you guys enjoy. If you do, liking the video helps me a lot. Commenting on the video helps me a lot. And if you're not, please subscribe to the channel. It's really just the best way that you could support me. I know I sound like a broken record. I say that on every single video. But really, guys, please subscribe to the channel. For you guys that are subscribed to the channel and still do want to help me out even more, I have a second YouTube channel that we just started up a few months ago. We've got a little over 300 subs on there. And if you guys want to go and sub to that, I would appreciate it. The link will be in the description. It's just going to be my Twitch VODs. You don't really have to watch the videos at all. But once we get that channel to 1,000 subs, I can get it monetized and we can make this full-time content creator like an actual reality. And it'd be awesome and I would highly appreciate it. So please take these 2 seconds out of your day if you can to go and subscribe to that channel, if not both, if you don't mind. But that's it from me. Actually, one last thing. If you're not following me on Twitch as well, the link will be in the description as well. I stream 5 days a week, and we always test out these builds. We always have a great time on those streams. So please stop by. The Twitch has been phenomenal lately. We're just about to hit 9,000 followers, and that's just wow, wow. If you had told me when I started that we reached this point, I'd call you a liar. But the amount of support that you guys have shown me throughout all of these socials, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff, it'd be great. Also, I also started up a TikTok recently. I forgot about that. So if you guys want to follow me on TikTok, that link will be in the description as well. I forgot about that. I don't really talk about that often. I just started that. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know anything about TikTok, but I'm going to do my best. So please go follow me on there as well if you want to. But that's it from me. I've talked to you guys' ear off since I finished explaining everything. I'm just going to play the footage now for the build. Thank you guys so much for watching it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.